Yeah, I told her yesterday, the daughter, and I said, because I was we just started talking about gardening or whatever. And so I just looked at her and I was like, again, we've never had a conversation this long since I've known them. But I was high because I was dealing with what the family situation. So I said, you know what? There's really no more time for you to even be walked through, you know, how to garden. You need to stick a couple of seeds in the ground and see what's good. You know what I mean? It started.
Come on.
I was like,
that's exactly what you told me, and my ass went and did it.
Yeah. And I referenced you. I was like, I have a girlfriend. I was like, she talked for a couple of years about wanting to start a garden, just talking shit. You didn't start no garden. You know what I mean? I was like, something happened. I don't know what. When I say she put some seeds in the ground, she sent me a picture and she had about 100 plants coming out of one hole. I was like, what you do? Pour the hole? Yes, she poured the whole. I was like, she poured a whole pack of seed in there. But at the end of the day, that meant to me that she said, you know what, fuck it. And she poured that pack of seeds in the dirt to see what happened. And guess what?
Yep.
You know, I mean, you never know. And maybe you'll never be the person to want to grow your, maybe you stay wanting to go to the grocery store. But to have that experience can kick off a whole different thing. And I told my whole process of how first year herbs that I cook with. 4. Cilantro, green onion, oregano, and basil. Period. I got fancy and got the purple basil. I'm gonna be fancy now. I got 4 herbs. But it was amazing just to go out and pick something and cook with it. And so then I said, you know, I was like, I don't even like salads. I was like, you know what? I'm just gonna do lettuce. That's supposed to be easy. I was like, next thing you know, I'm having a fresh salad every day that summer. I was like, you know what? But it didn't stop me from going to herbs. So now I have herbs and salad. I was like, next year, I was like, you know what'll be good in salad? Tomatoes and cucumbers. And then it just goes from there. Like from there, nobody can tell you nothing. And then I went through the whole thing about how, you know, people think they eat better because they shop at we've had this conversation as well. Yeah, Whole Foods and Trader Joe's and stuff. When they don't know what that farmer, you grow a few things. you might, and you still have the ability to say, oh well, this particular vegetable is fucked. I ain't gonna have it right now. But if you have an entire little farm full of a particular crop that you make X amount of money on and ship it to Whole Foods as organic, but one year you had an issue, bitch, you gonna find out you ain't gonna be like, oh, I ain't gonna be able to accept that check this time because my crop didn't come up healthy. You gonna go find you some 7 or whatever poison ass insecticide. You know, but you don't have to do that when you grow on your own because you can skip it. Or if it's something you really love that much, you'd be like, well, I'm gonna have to eat this pesticide this time. You know, but you can make that decision. And at the end of the day, I was like, if you would have watched one of my gardening videos, I was like, if you listen or even just glance up, you're gonna see the belly of a plane. For all I know, if chemtrails are real, and I don't know what to believe right now, if chemtrails are real, they could be dumping all kind of shit right in my soil. So even I.
Listen.
Furthermore, something I was saying about the testing of cannabis and that bullshit, I was like, they're testing it for pesticides that killed who in the past? Because I ain't never known, but prior to legalization, keep in mind, when people just was getting street weed, I was like, I ain't never known nobody to say, oh, I got some weed that had too much, that had mold and too much pesticide. So why do the government need to put all this testing in place? Like, I mean, I do understand it, and there's no way around it. But my point is, I don't ultimately trust the dispensary testing, to tell you the truth, but I have to because that's what's available. But at the end of the day, like I said, when they said they came up with the medical treatment to treat children's epilepsy using cannabis, and I was like, why would you mix some chemicals up with cannabis? Well, the only reason why you know it works is because the people use the original cannabis only, and it worked instantly. So why do you need to create a medication using the actual medicine that actually works by itself? So I don't even, and I was telling somebody, I was like, because I really believe it is a cure-all. Again, there are a couple of things it's not good for. I'll be the first to admit that because I don't want to invalidate endocannabinoid. Yeah.
Thank you, baby.
Yeah, that's okay.
You know what I was talking about.
I know. Absolutely, but those are little bitty things. Those are little bitty shits. Like it's two things off the top of my head is one, there's a balance with how you use it for anxiety because obviously if you take it for anxiety, but a known side effect is paranoia, then that don't add up. You know what I mean? But they can be used for anxiety. You just have to either be coached or take your time and have the bad experiences to know what your dose is. But again, if you're just going in blindly, no, it's not gonna be good for your anxiety. It's gonna cause and especially if you know. You're going to have some paranoia about who know I'm high or whatever. And all those other levels of paranoia. You know what I mean? But once you know what the hell you're doing, duh, that is the answer. But again, I'm just being clear on what it's not good for, or basically I guess it is good for that. It's just not good for it without knowledge about what you're doing in terms of using it for anxiety. But the other thing is, and this is direct, bitch, hot flashes. It don't help my hot flashes none. Like, bitch,
Okay.
I'm like, man, I guess if you combusting anything, if you smoking anything, girl, God bless you and your hot flashes. I don't know what to tell you. But what will help hot flashes? This crazy. Because I've been using it a lot more anyway. Like when I used to be on the sets of my little indie films or whatever, if we were out in the sun, I always say I invented hand sanitizer because I used to carry around a little spray bottle filled with alcohol. I use the alcohol because, you're in the heat like that, your face gets grimy and sweaty, right? So I used it to clear the sweat away. But it occurred to me, I was like, duh, it's alcohol. So it's probably still cleaning my face, even though I'm not wiping it with a towel, even though I'm just spraying it into my hand and then wiping it on my face. Because, if you just spray it, or I'll cover my eyes and spray my face. But either way, I wipe it all over my face, right? And then my face will be clean, bitch. I mean, like no grime, and in fact, the alcohol will dry up so that it's like I just wash my face. So I was like, oh shit. It actually, when you spray alcohol out, you go outside, have a little spray bottle, go outside and spray some alcohol along your arm. I don't care how hot it is outside, that alcohol is going to apply cool on your arm.
Wow.
So now, nobody does. We throw away so much ancient shit because we've been colonized to do it, self-included. Because I never heard anybody do or say this. And then so now, if we're out on the deck or something and it's hot as hell, sometimes I might reach over and spray his legs, because it'll cool him off and clean. And guess what? Guess what? Probably ain't gonna like it. Mosquitoes and gnats and shit. And nobody thinks about that. It's just so simple. Like, y'all, alcohol. Right. Okay. You good? I mean,
He's never really taken care of himself.
yeah. Girl, we was direct twins where that's concerned because I knew I was leaving. And I said okay, go ahead, finish. It is good for numbing, but at the same time, you could also do it for numbing, the numbing factor, and end up actually still thinking about the situation, but in a more enlightened state. And it's actually funnier to you because I guess like Cat Williams said, it gives you just some don't give a fuck. Right, that's what it feel like. I don't care if it feel like that. That's what it is to a human. So.
You get from under this oppression.
Yeah. Okay. Cause girl, why, bitch, have you had me worried for an hour on this phone? I'm like, I was gonna tell you at the end of this conversation. I was gonna say, I'm happy for you. I'm sorry that the milk curdle. At the end of the day, I was like, but all in all. Bitch, I'm scared for anybody I love in Texas and Florida. I'm like, I'm terrified for you in Florida. I don't want you in Florida. I don't care what you say. I don't care how many white fans you think you got. Okay. Well, since I'm the goddess and I am the universe and God is in me, yeah, I didn't want your ass in Florida.